Last time on Lawful Stupid, you guys come across the land bridge. Towering over you is one intimidatingly scary brown bear.
Lucian is like channeling this necrotic energy through his hand into this bear's face.
He turns and he runs away.
Where are we going again? Oh, back to town. Right.
Purified that lake. That was neat.
Yeah, and we've got the gnome here to tell our story.
Yeah, well, shoot, I'll tell you what, it's been one heck of a ride. You make it into Junga, and you see that none of the lights in the rest of town are on. Oh, shoot, today's the election.
William uses disguise self and turns into Mayor Shankta. I am a charlatan. I have been pouring poop water on this town for weeks.
Everyone in the entire area begins to clap. Congratulations, everyone. You have passed the test again. This was to see how you cooperated with Breeze, your field agents, and how you did when you were out in the field. And poof, you're back in your room.
Welcome back. So glad you all made it in one piece. If you can meet me in the debrief room, we'll make sure to get some good snacks and talk about your trip.
Hey everybody, welcome to some special episodes that are a break away from Arc 1. We just finished that up. We're currently kind of on a break. I am at school. As I recorded this, I think I'll be currently gone. And so we have these episodes broken up over a couple weeks apiece. So we're doing A-Bonds today, Miss B. And then in a couple weeks, you'll get one of the boys. And then in a couple more weeks, you'll have the other one. And then following that, we'll do like a side quest type thing. And then right into Arc 2 and back to our normal weekly release of episodes. Without further ado, A-Bon, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty alright. Chilled, ate dinner with Ginge like usual. Now I'm hanging out with my bestest friends in the box seats.
And what a sweet group of patrons we have here hanging out with us. We love you patrons for being with us today. And also, we love Ginge. He's your husband, but he might as well be our audio husband because he takes care of us so well. So we're going to go ahead and get into today's episode as Miss B spends her time back at the KNG, away from the boys, kind of doing her own thing because as we talked about in the last episode, after you got your debrief, you kind of got your jobs. You picked your job when you were talking to Misery. And so now this is you setting off to kind of do that first day and then maybe just hit a couple other spots around the KNG. So let's get into it. Miss B, what have you chosen to do as a job during your downtime?
It's going to be a gardener. I get to be outside and enjoy the fresh air, hopefully, because it feels pretty enclosed right now.
And what made you choose that, your character?
For her, it's because I think it reminds her most of Neo. She misses her family. He was a big part of it, as well as the other Twilight Elves and Sun and Moon Elves that lived in her little village.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, and so just to give you a little bit of background, so most of the KNG is underground, and if I didn't make it clear in Arc 1, there is a school in Haven Bay, a college, university, whatever you will, mostly for magical, but they teach everything there, hand-to-hand combat, basic academia, and of course magics. But beneath that, there's like a system of tunnels that lead down to what is the KNG headquarters. And so the school is ran by professors, and anyone who works on the campus are all KNG operatives that help put on this front for the KNG. And so as such, you are hired as quote-unquote staff that will be assisting in the day-to-day operations that are outside of, sending people out to the field to find these magical circumstances or people. You've got to put on the front. And so the garden that you've been assigned to are on the east side of this large university. So if you're looking at it to the west, but if you're looking out, into the vast landscape that is the continent that it's on, it's going to be to your east, these gardens. And so if you want, we'll have it set up to where you go through the teacher's lounge. There's a secret elevator in the school there. Teacher's lounge where it takes you down into the depths of the KNG. And so just be mindful of the students here. They're all students. They have no clue what's going on with the KNG.
All right. Lesson learned. Don't tell the students any secrets. Maybe how to take care of plants, but... So what? Down the elevator into the teacher's lounge? Or up into the garden?
We go to the teacher's lounge. So in the teacher's lounge, there are several individuals, and they're doing teachery things on breaks. They work hard, just like anybody else, to keep the front up. And so there's some people who are drinking coffee in one corner. Some people are playing games at a table. But otherwise, they're just talking about, upcoming events, some holiday entertainment that they're going to try to get out to do once school break is here, and that kind of thing.
Well, I guess Miss B would kind of listen in and see if any conversations seem to strike her fancy. Just because they are co-workers of hers, but she definitely feels weird and out of place.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me roll a dice real quick because I have a table of things. Okay, so some things that you hear. One is you hear that there's the big festival that's coming up in South Barrow. It's one of the mostly snow-filled cities that we have on this world. But their big 50-year games is coming up soon. And that's a big deal. People from all over the world send competitors to compete in this event. Those other cities get bragging rights, because they have it just from the major cities. So even small towns, as they're talking back and forth, you learn must represent one of the larger cities. So you can come from different places, but you have to represent a city. It's almost the Olympics here, is what it is really. And so they're talking about how secretive the events are and how, man, they wish they could be brave enough to go and compete.
She'll pipe up. Why not go and compete? Can we not represent work?
And this human male looks at you and he says, well, we couldn't represent the KNG, obviously.
No, the school.
Oh, yeah, well, you could represent Haven Bay. This is one of the main capitals in Novaterra. Yeah, absolutely. I suppose you could.
Well, we do hard work. I don't see why someone couldn't be brave enough to go do something interesting in the event. Gather enough of us here. Could be fun.
So you're saying you're interested in participating?
Well, why not? It would be the group bonding experience. I'm new, if you couldn't tell.
Oh, so I'm so sorry. And what is your name?
Beatrice Haven.
Oh, Beatrice. Nice to meet you. I'm so sorry. There are so many people here. My name is Favreau. I teach politics. It's one of the heavier classes, more popular. Kids think they know what they know about the world. They don't have a clue what it's about. So it is nice to meet you. And extends a hand.
She will take his hand and shake it, but you can call me Miss B.
Miss B, I very much like that. And what do you do here?
I am to go work in the gardens, I believe. And she'll pull out her little slip of paper because she took some notes on the east side of the university.
Oh yes, Mr. Dean, we love him very much. He works on that side as well, with a few of the other student gardeners, attendees, if you will.
Well, I'll keep a lookout for him then. I'll have to go that way, I guess, rather soon, since I should figure out what I'm doing. Yeah,
well, and if you're serious about, trying out for Haven Bay, you've just got to present your, skill sets to the king of Haven Bay, and perhaps he'll let you compete. I don't think And he looks over to the woman across the table. Have we ever had anyone compete? And she says, no, I don't believe so. I don't believe so at all. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it'd be really cool, Miss B, to see you guys maybe succeed at that.
I guess she looks around the break room to see if there's like one of those corkboard notice boards or something. You know, like a place to put little flyers of telling other teachers cool things.
Okay.
I guess put up a flyer so people know that I'm looking for others to maybe join me.
Okay, and they say, do you have a team already?
No, like I said, I'm new. So anybody that is interested, it could be a fun experience.
And they look at each other, almost like hopeful, and then the lady across the table shakes her head no. And Favreau kind of looks defeated, and he says, well, good luck to you.
Oh, thanks. Favreau, you said you did politics, right?
I do. Yes, I'm a professor here.
One of my teammates, squad mates, what do I call them? My associates in my team. He's kind of... She makes the face. He's kind of a...
Go on.
He's good. You might find him your way.
I understand what you... and he kind of pulls out a notebook and he flips through it and says, William DeHare. That sound familiar?
That's him.
I've been warned. His assessment has been given to me, his file, so I get what he's about, and I've dealt with this kind of before. We'll break him in, I'm sure.
Good luck. If you don't, I will on our own missions.
Oh, yes. Get him, Miss B.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you all.
Oh, same.
And I guess she will pull out whatever her little map is, because I feel like that should be a thing. I remember being a student in school and getting maps of places. I get lost easily.
Yeah, I think there's, like these small paper, like cardstock they give you. But it's almost like the Harry Potter map where it shows you where you are. And then if you kind of just like speak to where you want to go, it like zooms out or in and kind of helps you, direct you there GPS style.
Sweet. I love it. I guess she'll have it pointed out to go to the garden so she can go start her day.
My name is Telkadar. I'm the party barbarian. We've been adventuring for a long time, and sometimes I can't keep my rage up as long as I used to. I was diagnosed with erectile dysfunction. It affects 2 out of 5 barbarians my age. That's when I discovered Viagra. Longer, more satisfying rages for me and my opponent. I'm always ready when my friends need me to bring the fury.
Ask your party cleric if Viagra is right for you. Contact an apothecary for any rages lasting more than 4 hours. We keep you raging hard on the battlefield.
Viagra, my anger will not be silenced.
Greetings, fantasy fans and adventure aficionados. I'm your host, Kip Gilligan. To my left is the legendary Stormclad Thundertongue.
Now who in the hell's put sleeves on my suit?
Join us every Monday to watch teams of heroes rise through the ranks of the League of Ultimate Questing.
We're serving up a double-decker high fantasy blood sport burger with all the comedy fixins and no napkins. Bring a bib, because things are gonna get messy. Oh, yeah!
Visit slapdashstudios.com or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. No dungeon too deep, no quest too questionable. This is the League of Ultimate Questing.
As you walk out of the teacher's lounge, class is just kind of changing over, and students are milling about in the hallways everywhere, and you see like books flying around, and you see different characters floating in some places, but most people seem to be walking, and there is a mix of all races that are here. I mean, it seems like there's no friction here. Students are students, and education is education, and that's what people come here for. And so as you travel, kind of, bumping shoulders with people, they all excuse me, sorry about that. And so they're very polite as you begin to walk through.
I'd like to think, because she's a little on the dexterous side, they don't exactly bump shoulders like they think they did. But she's just swivels out the ray real fast.
Okay. Yes, after that happens. And you are... It's like an airbender, when they're like going through those little things that spin around, and the whole goal is to just dodge them all. You do very well.
Yeah,
this episode brought to you by Avatar Last Airbender.
I'm into it. I'll become the next Avatar.
And you make your way through this hallway, and students are beginning to thin out as they make their way to their classes. And you exit out the front entrance, and it is like one of those half circle type stair things where it's like several steps down until it gets to this pretty paved walkway. It leads out into a huge fountain. And then all around, there's like 4 quadrants around that where these paths are split off. You could go straight left or right here around this fountain. But it looks like to the right is where your map is leading you. This path looks like.
She'll go that way. I do have a question, Devin. Because students are students and there's all sorts here. Have I seen any Twilight Elves, Sun Elves, or Moon Elves? Just out of curiosity?
You haven't. You've seen definitely no Twilights. You've seen regular High Elves, Wood Elves maybe, but no Sun or Moon. Okay,
I was just wondering. Thank you. She'll continue her walk. It's like holding the map in front of her, but it's definitely... It's not a slow walk, but it's not like, I'm in a hurry and I have to get somewhere fast walk. As elegant as she always is.
Okay, and as you continue down the path, you see that your map begins to... And almost like your circle on this map is where it was like slowly growing bigger and then going back to that small. It's now quickly growing to a large dot and smaller. And it's off to your right, but you see nothing in this field. There's like a large open field, but it seems like you should go that way.
If it seems like I should go that way, she will go that way. She won't question the map just yet, but if it feels like 5 minutes too long, she'll probably turn back around and see what else she could find.
The cardstock's broken, dadgummit. Printer's off or something.
Oh, no. Low on ink.
Toner needs toner. You begin to walk into this seemingly open field. And as you come to it, this shimmering wave appears directly in front of you, and you don't have time to stop as you go through it. And as you go through, there is a transformation that blows your mind. From left to right, where this was this empty field, is this larger than life. Trees so exotic. The sheer size of it is overwhelming. The different life, plant life here. There are birds that are flying up. It's almost like you're in a giant cage, and so there are some birds that are flying above. You see butterflies above that. It's huge.
Oh, wow.
And you step in, and it's the smell, just when you pass through, is so heavenly. It reminds you almost of your time back home.
I think she has a very true smile on her face at this moment in time. She's been mostly kind of that little nice small polite smile just to be friendly kind of thing, but never anything like, yes, this is truly making me happy and giving me bliss.
Wonderful. And you don't really see anybody either yet, and so you can wander if you'd like.
I think she'll wander around, see if she can find maybe a tool shed or I don't know, some main looking building out here. There's got to be something to hold all the supplies they need, and someone's going to be around it for sure. If not, follow a hose that's being watered.
Yes, all this wonderful, like this magic field, and there's just a plain old water hose, just like not even new.
Got the little kinks.
So you walk through these hedges and paths that seem to be cut into this a little bit at first before it expands, and then it seems like this field is actually pretty organized from the inside. There are, larger squares of the same flower that are planted, but those flowers are changing. There's different, what are you calling breeds? I don't know, different models of flower that are placed.
Different types of flower.
There's a good word. Different types of flower that are placed throughout. And you see in the distance this large hill, and cut into the hill seems to be like a room, like a really nice furnished room. It's got a wood floor and some tables. And you see somebody there, but you can't quite make out what they look like just as far away as you are.
She will head towards that person because that's the first person she's seen out in this direction of where she's supposed to be. And she doesn't want to be caught for not doing work, like someone said they might have been doing.
You charge forward, taking in the sights and the sounds all around you. There's a lot of flowers you've never seen here before, but the models of flower here are beautiful. It's sticking now. As you get closer, you realize that this individual is wearing a large suit. So it's a suit, like a grayish colored suit with a large bee mask on.
I think it's like a netted mask, isn't it?
Yes. Words are hard, Avon. Listen, I'm catering to a very specific 3 to 4 year old age group here, and they appreciate me. Carry on.
Well, that's fine. That's great. She'll raise a hand, like a princess hello, because I feel like that's how she waves her hand, not waving, just like a gentle one. I was like, good morning.
And this individual was pulling out a tray from one of these beehives that are set up, and looks over and says, "Oh, excuse me, one moment, please," and gently sets it back down, and then shuts the top to this thing very softly, latches it, and then turns to you, kind of wipes this gloves onto their suit, pulls the gloves off, and then lifts the helmet off. And you see that this individual has a bronze-colored skin and sort of an orange hair that is just frizzied now from this. It's short hair, but it's frizzied everywhere because of this helmet on. And you know immediately it's a sun elf.
She scowls unintentionally. She wasn't expecting it.
And puts the hand out. Oh, how are you? Nice to meet you.
She looks at his hand, not entirely sure, and looks at his eyes, and then reaches for his hand, not really wanting to, and she'll shake. Fine. Good morning.
And he looks you. He never stops looking you in the eyes. He has these amber color eyes, and that really just kind of pop with this darker, the bronze skin he's got going on, and the red hair. And says, "It's really nice to meet you. I'm Dean."
Miss B.
Miss B. Beautiful name. What brings you to my garden?
I'm the new gardener.
Oh, great. I've been asking for help for some time.
I can see why. I'm here to help.
You seem perturbed.
Just a little bit. I'm sorry, you are...
An apiarist?
Yes.
I deal with bees? Yes?
Bees. I do quite like bees. No, she looks at him. It will be fine. We're going to have to work together. It'll be fine.
Why do you say it like that? What do you mean? We've only just met.
Well, I guess the recent sun elf I've met was not very pleasant, and I guess you are just a reminder I wasn't looking for.
I'm sorry. Do you remember his name?
Avon forgot the name.
So did Devin. Hold on, I can find it if we truly want it. I can find it.
Jern.
It's what?
Jern? I don't know.
Jern. Yeah. Okay. But what was his name?
I believe it was Jern.
I don't seem to recall a Jern. Sorry. I'm very sorry for how he behaved. I don't think he's representative of us.
Well, he claimed he was for the Sun Elves when he wanted to threaten my own village, but that's fine.
Oh my goodness. No, perhaps there are several tribes. I don't know where he was from, but I can assure you that my people would never be as hostile.
I couldn't tell you the reason why his wanted to exactly. They wanted the lands, and that was about it.
Though it is interesting to meet a Twilight Elf.
What? I think I'm the only one I've seen on campus or anywhere in our work so far.
It's been nearly 100 years since I've seen one of your kind myself.
We are quite hidden.
Quite rare, I would say. Yes, indeed.
Well, I guess she motions towards the garden. What duties do I exactly do out here?
Oh, Stripes! Stripes! And as he's kind of looking up and around, you see like this swarm of bees that sort of come in behind him quickly, blowing a little bit of wind into your face and blowing his hair, ruffling his hair. They do a quick loop around all these flowers, like spreading a little bit of pollen as they come around. And then they come back and they hover just to the right of him, and you hear the as they're there. This is Stripes, my familiar. What we do here is basically just make sure that these flowers are grown, and it's nothing special or used for any super interesting reason other than they're just beautiful to look at, because that's the way life is intended, to have beautiful things to enjoy. Don't you think?
Yes, it is a good pleasantry to have around, and I'm sure it's a good breakaway spot for students and teachers.
Yes, and we use them for the, sadly, the funerals when we lose K&G members, but I like to take pride in my work and give those fallen heroes the best that they deserve.
Would you do sunflowers for your own?
Oh, of course. It's native to our people, and you know that. And of course, the moonflower. We have the moonflower. It is tucked away, and I actually keep one. And he kind of goes over to a place where there's a box, and as he says, "Peek inside." And so as he tilts the box back, you can see the light glowing inside this box. But as light hits it, it begins to close up, and so he shuts it back and he says, "We've got to let those sleep, you know."
Of course, only in the evening. Well, it's nice to know the K&G keeps them on hand.
Absolutely, but it's always sad. I haven't seen a moon elf in ages as well, or nor another sun elf. It's been a long time since I was able to ever get home.
How long have you been working here?
Oh my goodness! You know, we live so long; it's often hard to remember when the last time we've done anything else. Maybe 200 years.
That's quite some time.
Well, not for us.
Yes, but I imagine if your squad mates were anything different than yourself, it'd be quite some time.
Well, that's the tough part is, you know, once you've been here for so long, you don't always get to have your squad mates. Eventually, you take on a life of your own, and you fill a role here that, well, you know, at the needs of the K&G, as they say. But I got a good gig. I really enjoy, taking care of the flowers and just getting to sit in nature. It's really good for my soul.
You and I think alike on that, at least.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to ask. What's your familiar?
I don't have one.
Any? That's a good one. No, seriously. What is your familiar?
Rather serious. I don't have one.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were joking. And why don't you have one?
I've never seen the need for one. Though I do feel the need for one rather recently, so perhaps it is time for me to do that.
Well, perhaps the Twilight Elves are different than the Sun Elves, and I can only speak for us, but I've met Moon Elves who very similarly in their own culture rely heavily on their familiars. One, as a source of orientation for their magic and as a focus even, and two, just as a companion. It's very warming for us to bond with these things, these magical elements that we've have given us our powers, and to make sure that we're honoring those who give us our power.
Well, we've never really had the need for it. We have companions alongside us in our family.
Oh, of course, and family is very important. As you know, we live and die by our roots. Honestly, just like these plants here, and that's why I think we probably associate with them so much. Is without our roots, what are we?
I was going to say a water plant, but I believe those have roots too.
Oh, that's true. But yes, they do have roots. And the answer is, we're dead. We're nothing. We're alone, and that's a pretty sad place to be. Plus, it really just beckons to us, the elves, and no matter what race of elf you come from, to remember a time when we couldn't use our magic, when we had to stop and think about every time we called upon greater powers that were given to us. And so I think it's just a way to honor those in the past who couldn't do that.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, I could try, I guess, during... I don't even know what's break and what's work, or how the hours work exactly for this.
Well, we can talk about that. I think first I'd like to just know what you expect. What do you want to do?
She, turns more to face to the garden. I'd just kind of like to be out here. Take care of everything. I know it'll be a lot of work and effort, but it'd be a peaceful haven.
Indeed. So we'll do that. You can work day shift, and we'll work alongside one another. And you know what? I'll show you how to take care of bees. They are the greatest partner, because really, without bees, we'd all be dead. If you think about it.
Well, they do take care of the plants in ways that you and I cannot.
That's absolutely true, and so that's why we have to ensure that they live a long time. Plus, honey is so good. We have a really good supply of honey that we get from these bees here. They work hard for us.
Oh, it'd be good for in our tea as well.
I do love a good tea. As a matter of fact, would you like one?
That would be wonderful, because I think his name is Groovy. He did not have very many options.
Oh, Groovy he is a funny character indeed. I sometimes enjoy him, but only in small periods, and I enjoy him.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll get us set up, and we can get to know each other a little bit better. I'm glad you stopped by. Miss B?
Beatrice Haven, but you can call me Miss B.
Miss B. Lovely. How fitting, Miss B.
Maybe we'll end up the best of friends.
I think that is something that will certainly happen. And you guys have a cup of tea together, and you find out a lot about his life. Can you roll a history check for me?
Yeah, sure. Ready for that clunky dice sound?
Let's hear it. Clonk, clonk.
That's a 16 because my modifier sucks.
Cool. Well, even with a 16, so one of the things that he tells you is the reason, you maybe question about the elves a little more, you dig a little bit deeper into wondering why do the elves not able to use their magic? And he tells you it's the dragon's curse. And so the dragon's curse, and it's pretty infamous now, as you will learn, and maybe our boys in their episodes, the dragon's curse was a period of time in history where anybody who was using magic, the more they used their magic, the sicker they became. And some were even so sick, that last time they used it, they fell into a coma-like state, and they never woke up. And it affected, obviously, every magic user. And so some stopped using magic altogether. And a lot of the elves, especially as long as they were alive, began to lose some of those connections with the magical realms and turned more to the earth and the things that they could touch and feel and in nature.
Kind of more, I guess, druid-like.
Yes.
At least that's how I logic it out.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. Okay, so you've got your job and you kind of know you're working with Dean now. What else would you like to do? You got some time?
Well, I would like to figure out how to make my own familiar, because they would be fun to have around on future missions. Probably check out the library if I need to get the exact information on how to put them together.
Okay. One thing we love at Lawful Stupid, among the other things we love at Lawful Stupid, is spreading the word about your business. Or maybe you want to tell your sweet, sweet grandma that you love her for the world to hear. We want to give you that chance. If you're a business and want to get your services on the air, or just want to tell a loved one a personal message, head on over to lawfulstupid.org/message in a bottle. There you can take around 250 words to say what you want. Business ads are $20. Personal ads are $10. Tell the world what you have to hear with Lawful Stupid's Message in a Bottle. So we'll take a trip to the K&G library, which, as you know, is still downstairs. So we have to make our way back to the school, into the teacher's lounge, down to the elevator system, and then eventually you'll make it to this lavish-looking library. It's a little bit different than the rest of the compound, and we are calling it compound because it's very everything's concrete. It's not doesn't look desirable, but that is not the same with the library. It has 5 levels in it, all extravagant railing. The rails are golden. The floors are marble here, and then all of the there's glass in between each of the rails, so you can fall through or push anything through those. And there's this gigantic chandelier that sits up on the ceiling, which is probably about 70 feet tall because there are 5 levels to this in a circular fashion.
Cool. I feel like B would have left their conversation a little bit earlier if she knew it wasn't going to be quite as boring as she thought it was going to be. This room is much prettier than I was going to imagine. Cool. So I guess there are quite a lot of books, and she will have no idea where to start. So I'm going to go to the librarian's desk.
You walk to what appears to be the front desk, and there is a hairy old gnome who appears to be writing in a book. He's looking left at another book, and as he writes, he's not even looking at what he's writing, but he still seems to be just right on par with, dropping lines as he writes. He's kind of talking, talking to himself.
Is there one of those bell things here, or is it just a wait and approach kind of thing?
Oh, there is now. There's definitely a bell up front now.
I'm a push the little bell and be like, good afternoon.
Cool. Kind of jumps to the start and he goes, fixes his glasses and says, hello. How may I help you?
Well, I'm looking for a book.
Aren't we all?
This
you came to the right place.
That sounds...
I'm just the thing.
I would hope so. I'm looking for... I'm looking for a book on familiars.
Oh, I love familiars. I can definitely help with that.
I'm trying not to.
Mine's a frog. You want to see him? Hoppy,
Yeah.
Hoppy. And a frog jumps up to him and is just sitting there. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Your familiar is very cute.
Thank you.
I was wondering if I could be pointed in a direction to perhaps know how to make one of my own familiars.
I would love to help. And so you see him disappear behind the desk because he's so small, but you hear his feet prod. As he comes, a gate swings open, and he comes around and he goes, "Hey, welcome to my library. The KNG's best spot for learning all things."
I will be sure to visit often because it looks like there is a wealth of knowledge everywhere.
I've read every book in this library. Do you believe that?
She looks at all the books and she thinks about how old she is.
You shouldn't. I'm pulling your leg.
I kind of believe you, but also don't. But here we go.
You know what they say, never believe a librarian.
Should I believe you're taking me in the right direction, then?
Oh, yes, I would never lie about a book.
All right.
Follow me.
She will follow him.
He kind of hops. Like a little jump to skip. I mean, this frog, you can hear it like plop behind you. Plop.
Is it going
Plop.
very slow?
Yeah, it's like when you stop, it stops. When you move, it moves. When you dip, it dips.
Because she would just pick it up to help it along. It's fine distance.
You do. Oh, thank you.
Well, I didn't want him to feel left behind.
Precisely. And he pulls out a wand, and he sort of taps the bookshelves, and he says, "Something on familiars. I'm thinking," and he looks to you as if to question what type of familiar.
Like what one? What kind of one? Or
yeah, what kind of animals are you into?
I don't know. I guess our recent thing is birds. Let's look into birds.
Birds. Familiar birds. And he taps the thing, and about three books come off the shelf. They float from different places in front of him. And he goes, nope. And that one goes back. Nope. And that one goes back. And then he goes, I like this. And he takes the book, and he's kind of with the wand flipping through the pages, and stops on a page. He goes, "A raven?"
No, that's my coworker's thing for sure.
Okay, next. Nightingale?
No, that's my other coworker's thing.
Let's see. And he looks to you. Looks back to the book. Let's see this. And he stops, and it's a barn owl. What about this one? They're wise. They like the night. I don't know. I don't have much to go off here.
No, that sounds like a good start.
Okay. He sends that book back up, and he says, "Let's see. Twilight Elf. Let's see. Ooh, I think I have an idea." And so he taps the shelf again. And he says, "Fey birds," and one book comes out and slides over. And so there are some darker creatures in here, but he looks to you. He says,
that's kind of scary looking.
"Yeah, skip that one. That's no good." Okay. Beautiful. And he looks, and it's this. You describe it.
It kind of looks almost like the barn owl. However, it's got more of like a sunset sunrise color palette going on. Like, it's pinks and orange, got like bright white to kind of be more like the sunlight. And it has a really long tail. It's just very kind of like flowy and elegant looking. And the look on her face is like she's in love with the idea of making this her familiar.
It says here that these birds are very hard to make your familiar. And he's kind of flipping through some pages. You have to have a deep connection with yourself in order to have this one appear.
Well, I can try.
And he looks at you as if you're going to try right this moment.
Well, I need to know.
Do you want me to leave?
But it's more like I need to know how to do it. I understand it's a spell and materials are needed and...
Oh, well, not for you. You're an elf.
Really?
And he looks at you like almost like a bird, an owl would, turns his head both ways. And his frog goes,
I was talking to Mr. Dean earlier, and he made it seem like it was just something one had as an elf. So I'm a little confused about how it works, that's all.
I understand. Let me think for a moment. And he closes his eyes, and like then his eyes open up, and they're like he's gone into some sort of trance. They are blue, like a blue glowing color. And he has like this deadpan expression. He's looking at you. Mouth is open, maybe even drooling a little bit. And I don't know how much time. I don't know what you do. I don't know if you feel like it's rude to leave.
She'll kind of like look around to see if anybody's around, just to be like, point at the guy and like, is this normal? Like, should I be concerned? Like, do I need to get the doctor?
I feel like as soon as he goes into this trance, you hear him go, and it's just that noise is being held the entire time he's in trance.
She'll put it in the background.
And then he's okay. This one's a little more difficult, I think, than your normal one, because one, it's a fae, but you have connection to the fae. You're from the fae. This should be very easy for you. I need you to think about the thing you love most. Not the thing you used to love, and for KNG members, it's something you gave up, probably. Bring those people to the forefront of your mind. Keep them there. But then imagine them with you. And imagine them being free. And that you're no longer held by the chains that held you before. And they're happy. And they want to be with you. And we'll see what comes about.
She'll stand there and close her eyes to imagine this thing. She'll kind of like... I always imagine Miss B, she stands at proper, like shoulders back. I mean, I try to sit while recording with that posture at least. Hands in front of her, like holding together, and just thought, and smile comes back to her face, imagining Neo, her children, her parents, grandparents, probably cousins, everyone in the village. She loved a lot and really hard. I guess she'll focus on that and just be like, I've left them behind, but...
You close your eyes? Are your eyes closed as you do this? Are you kind of thinking about it like that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll kind of just relax for a minute just to be happy, or at least think about it not as hard or as sad as she feels about everything. Just the enjoyment of company all around her.
Okay. And as you do, nothing seems to happen. Do you open your eyes?
She'll open her eyes after a couple minutes. She'll be like, oh, that was a nice closed eyes moment.
And you see his eyes wide, and there's a smile through his beard.
She looks very concerned, like a step back, like, is something alright?
It's glorious!
She'll look around to see wherever he's trying to look.
And you don't have to do much looking, because you turn around, and there is this glorious, glowing, pinks and orange-hued bird. And it's hovering about 6 feet off the ground, but its tail, majestic, beautiful, flowing, extends down and just kisses the ground as it hovers there. And it pierces eye. It like connects its eyes with you. And in that moment, all the sadness that you've had, you're holding on to for this, past few weeks of, being out with the guys, trying to solve missions and wondering if you're doing the right thing. Did you do the right thing? Comes to an answer, and I don't know what that is for you.
I think it's that homey feeling that she's been missing those few weeks. And just her arms kind of open up for the bird, like, this is what I've been kind of missing. And it makes a whole lot of puzzle pieces kind of fit, at least in this moment. To be like, this is something I didn't know I needed, and here it is. And I imagine the bird will come to her and land on her arm.
Yes. And he says, what do you name him?
I think I'll name them Summer. It kind of reminds me of a summer morning.
That's beautiful. I really like that. I just went with Froggy for my frog. It's not very... It's to the point, Summer is pretty.
Thank you. Perhaps we'll come out and hang with Froggy for a while.
I would love that.
Well, thank you very much for helping me with finding the correct book.
Oh, no problem. And remember, if you need anything, I'm here. What is your name again?
Beatrice, but I do like to go by Miss B.
Oh, but the name Beatrice is so pretty. Why would you limit it to B?
It's just a name I've been used to for so long.
What's your name? It's the only thing we've got left to us if everything else is taken. I'm going to call you Beatrice.
Alright, I will allow you Beatrice.
It wouldn't matter if you didn't.
Oh, you better be careful if you meet one of my coworkers. His name's William. He might get on you for that.
That's okay. I'm used to it. I've been here a long time.
Well, as long as it's been a happy time and you've enjoyed the books and the work.
I get to make a difference in people's lives and in the world, and to me, there's no greater joy. Isn't that right, Froggy? And he holds him up. And he's like moo, 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 like fake kisses.
She loves it.
And he says, have a great day. Oh, and you might want to take this with you. And he hands you the book as well. And he says, I know where to find you. And he says, he tells you, that'll tell you everything you need to know about your familiar. In case he goes away. That's sad. But they come back.
Well, thank you. I'll study it up and bring it back before my next mission.
Perfect. All right, you get that book. Now, there is one other place you wanted to visit. We're at 51 minutes, but I don't care because I'm having fun. And plus, these episodes are only out every 2 weeks. Jen's don't be mad, but it's only every 2 weeks, so we're okay. Right?
Oh, we did have that weird, awkward pause for maybe like 5 minutes.
You're right.
Maybe we have like 15.
Yes, we're getting that time back. Where's the last place you want to go?
Well, I guess if it's the end of the day or a different day where she has free time, she'll see if she could find, I guess the art classroom. She enjoys that immensely, and seeing all the colors of summer and the flowers outside, it'd be nice to be in a place where there's the smell of paint and wood and all that fun stuff.
Okay. And so you pull up your map and you kind of zoom out and you say what? What do you say to it? What do you want to find?
The art building? I don't know if it's going to bring her to a museum in like the gallery art space or the actual classroom.
It kind of the square's kind of searching around on the map. Finally, it stops, pings a spot, and then it opens up to the where you can see your entire trajectory for how to get there. It tells you to go up to the third floor upstairs of the school, and then as far back as you can go.
She'll do that and clickety-clack her heels all the way. I imagine there's little heels on her boots.
She has heels on her boots, so it's like boots, and then you're wearing a pair of heels underneath that.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, like a couple inches, not like the 3 or 4 inch shoes,
Stilettos.
She's a classy lady.
She ain't trampy, she's classy.
Heels.
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know what the specific requirements are for heels for a classy lady and where it turns over to, like, not classy. Someone answer that, in a review or something for us, please. It'd be great.
That would be wonderful.
Okay, so you make it to this back room, and you realize that it's placed here for a reason. So this particular area overlooks the ocean because the school kind of sits right on the coast. Looks out into the ocean. There's a couple ships that are coming in. One maybe leaving out. It's beautiful, especially as the sun hits it. And you see a lighthouse kind of out in the distance as well. And you see that has like the rotating light up top. And you go to the door. And what I'd like to think this has is like where there would normally be a wall. It's like just a big glass wall. So you can see into it. So everyone who's painting, you could stand outside and see them painting inside. But you can't hear anything that's happening. So soundproof that you can see through it.
She doesn't really want to disturb the class. But...
Okay, well, here's what I'll tell you. That you see... There isn't a class happening at this moment. There is one individual. You can tell that she is a water genasi. She's wearing kind of baggy pants that you can see have like some patches sewn back onto different spots on these pants. A cut-off t-shirt, or sleeveless rather, kind of like a vest-looking thing, and it's kind of raggedy as well. Her hair is pulled up in a bun. It is a light blue color. And skin is almost like translucent kind of looking skin. And she's staring at this giant canvas that is hung up in front of this window. And she just seems to be staring at it. Back to you.
She'll look at the canvas. Like, do you have an art block?
She Oh, excuse me. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm learning the campus.
I am just staring at this canvas and not sure what to do with it.
Well, normally I like to grab a color and slap something on there until it makes sense.
It seems too messy.
Too messy?
Too messy.
But it could give you inspiration on where to go next.
Yes, but I have this ocean in front of me. Doesn't that give me inspiration? It should. I have block. I don't know what to do.
Perhaps turn a different direction. You stare at the same thing too long. It gets tiring.
And I'd like to think she actually hasn't looked at you yet. And she turns and she... Oh my! I think I have my inspiration.
Miss B blushes just a little bit.
I'm sorry if I'm offensive, but I have not seen your kind ever. What? If you don't mind me asking, what are you?
I'm a Twilight Elf.
Interesting.
Have you been to the gardens and met Mr. Dean?
Ah, yes, Mr. D. I get many inspirations from him. His flowers are pretty. His birds are pretty. He is pretty.
Miss B will nod in agreement and try not to say too much on that, because it didn't go well that morning for her. At least how it started. Yeah. Well, the Twilight Elf is a combination of the Sun Elf, like Mr. Dean, and a Moon Elf.
The sun and the moon coming together. And she looks up and she grabs her, even it's like her own arm just did this, not her. Grabs the paintbrush. She begins tapping it to her chin. The sun and the moon coming together. The sun and the moon's coming together. And ding. And so she starts taking paint and she just starts throwing it onto this canvas. And what it ends up being is, you just stand there and watch her in amazement. And she seems to make this painting that is very much the sun and the moon, and you're like, oh, okay, I've seen this before. But as she begins to go into the details of this thing, it becomes your face. One side the sun, one side the moon. And then in its side of it, somehow she throws in these sprinkles of light, like little stars that are plastered. And even if it's sunlight, even if it's nighttime, you can see these stars that make up you. And she says, the sun is the moon, yet unique from both. And then she turns and she looks at you and she says, beautiful.
Miss B is looking away, blushing, because I don't think she's ever had her portrait done. And this lady did it, pretty... I imagine it was still quite some time, because it does take some time to paint, but Miss B does like the process of painting. Not her usual way of doing things, but...
and she says, do you paint?
Yes, I copy other paintings. That's tend to be my skill set.
Someone once told me that painting from reference is the best way to learn. That's how I started.
Well, I feel like I'm still starting. However, I can make exact replicas of other paintings, so it's pretty useful.
That is very useful. Perhaps we should do a heist sometime. Still a very nice painting.
I guess if the work needs us to do something in particular, I'm sure a team up would be great.
I sometimes do side jobs that I don't agree with, but a girl's got to have fun, yes? You should come, yes, you should come. We do this together.
I guess, sure, that sounds wonderful. She'll hold her hand out and be like, I'm Miss B.
Oh, it is very nice to meet you. And she takes a step forward, bows pretty low to you, and says, my name is Crimson.
That's a wonderful name.
And a wonderful color.
Very deep red, I believe.
As deep as the heart feels love. And deep as my pockets are for desires for monies.
Yeah, makes sense. Does work let you have a side job?
Yes. When I go to the field, I get to do whatever I want as long as I complete a mission. How long have you been here?
I just finished our, I guess, second assignment to become level 2.
Oh, so you met Rocky?
Yes, I did meet Rocky.
Rocky is one of my favorite people. We've been to a couple missions together. Oh, and so you probably met Breeze as well?
And I have, both my coworkers thought he was very cool.
He is very cool. He and Rocky and me were on the same team coming in.
I will have to tell my coworkers that. They would probably gain amusement to come meet you as well.
Yes, but Rocky I see all the time. Breeze, he is a big to himself. We lost one of our team members out in the field, and he has never been the same. But I still love to see him when I can. If you see him again, can you tell him I said hello?
Will do.
Well, I must get back to work. I think this will sell. I will give you some portions of this if I make monies from it, and I will make monies from it.
It's a wonderful painting. Well, I guess good luck on your profits.
On our profits?
Our profits. She'll correct and smile. Is it alright if I come back, I guess, when students are not in class?
Oh, I'd love to have you even when students are in class. That's okay.
If I'm not busy in the gardens, I'll make sure to drop by.
Can you bring me some of the flowers next time you come? Just only the prettiest ones. I don't want the desert flowers. They are prickly and gross.
If you have a dark classroom, I could maybe see if we could up our moonflower intake.
The moonflower. I have not heard of this. Now I must have.
Well, like I said, dark classroom. It probably has to be a night class. It is very particular what type of day it sees.
I like this flower. I shall have it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then she'll wave her goodbye and go so she can get back to work.
Awesome. And so, Miss B, it is the day is wound down, and the sun is almost set. You can see the two moons, the sister moons, have appeared in the sky. And as you go to your bunker underground and go to your room, what does your room look like? Still the same, or has it changed at all?
Still the same, very elegant, lots of purples and dark woods. I think the only new thing she'll have is like a cute little birdhouse thing for Summer added in.
Okay.
If Summer doesn't try to curl up on her bed with her.
Excellent. Yeah, and I think, and you tell me, you feel a deeper sense of calm and perhaps a better night's sleep than you've had in weeks, because even though Summer is not your family, Summer represents something very similar to that for you. A warmth that you can't get from just having heat pumped into your room.
Yeah. I think she also has that sense of calm and easiness because she's met some of the people across work in the campus. It's a sun elf, but still she's not the only I guess Twilight Moon Sun combination here anymore. There's at least one other like her.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. And I think you sleep very well that night. And that's where we're in our episode.
Sounds good. Are we going to have to do all the end things? See the store? Come join our
we can
Discord?
pitch it real quick. Yeah. So, we're not rolling for humanity though. We'll take pause on that. I'll kick off. So, everyone, please go to our store, and we have lots of cool stuff in there. I think by this point, we should have that logo. We got several people who were competing in February to get, a logo for what the KNG's logo for their uniforms looks like. And so, hopefully we've got that on t-shirts by now. If not, we're still working, because I really want one. Devin Davenport wants one to himself if no one else gets one. But go check out our store at store.lawfulstupid.org to check out the stickers. I think you can get anything that you want that way, like on mugs. We do have some really cool shirts from Min-Max Mankind that we had made, and then that new logo for C3 is up as well.
Oh yeah, I super want that KNG shirt on like a tank top, so when summer comes rolling around and I decide to go work out, I have something.
You and me both.
Otherwise, come join our Discord. It would be discord.lawfulstupid.org. Come chat to us about things. I want to know what you think about Miss B and how all of that went, because that was super fun.
That was really fun. And so here's what I'll tell you about this. Our $50 patrons who get to sit in on live episodes are currently hanging out with us, and I think that's really awesome. I'm going to tell you their names now. Afa, Sean Tiffany, Jacob Colbank, Dylan Helms, Nekova, Andrew Waxman. I hope none of them are in hiding from people, and if they are, they can tell me and we'll delete their name out of there. But what they did for me in this episode is someone jokingly said Kermit for the voice of our librarian, and I ran with it. And so stuff like that I'm going to take from you guys, because I'm a dumb idiot, and I just really thank you guys for being a part of our team, hanging with us on live episodes. And so patrons, you're loved. We have a lot of other opportunities, $30, $20, even $15 can jump in on this to do not this one, but when we do our patron campaign, what's the word I'm looking for? Companion campaign, where we're doing this thing from the past, and they get to be the gods of the old world. You can listen in on that from the $15 tier and up. You do that by going to patreon.com/Lawful Stupid Podcast.
What about the good news, Devin?
Oh, shoot, the good news. Hey, here's some good news. I had 3 new voices to roll with today for people. So now, hopefully, Dwayne will just want to interact with the exact same people.
What if he doesn't? And we're all sad about it because we all love these 3.
I don't ever want to meet anyone else, honestly. So thank you for being the first one to give me some easy and very fun NPCs to play with.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. I don't have anything else. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. And again, in 2 weeks' time, you'll hear the next episode. I don't know if I'm going to have Shane go first or Dwayne. So just be surprised. Bye.
Bye.